All right, come to attention position, so back straight, point your fingers, curl your thumbs, hands on your side. Good, nice and tall position, chariot. And then good bow, kyogye. All right, maybe start by getting those arms warmed up. I actually see one of my cameras needs to be adjusted just a little bit so we can see everything I'm doing today. So right now, I want you to swing your arms. I'm gonna be right back just in a second. I'm gonna adjust the camera real quick. I wanna make sure we get a better shot for the people who watch us afterwards. Let's see if that should work out a little bit better for us. Perfecto. All right, getting those arms loose. Make sure you move them all around. All right. And I'm back. Okay, so let's get those legs moving. Get some jogging going. You can jog in a circle around your room. You can jog back and forth. You can jog in place. Just want that body warming up. Get it loose. Get the arms moving. Just kind of nice and relaxed. All right, let's see if we can get the body going. So start with some feet jumping jacks. Just the legs. In and out. Just hopping them back and forth. Getting the body warmed up. Real simple drill first. Now we're going to crisscross. Regular jumping jacks feet. Forward and back. All right, regular again. Both feet together, side to side. And then both feet together, forward and back. All right, back to jogging. So just jogging. You can jog around, jog in place. But I'm going to start to jog lower. So legs low, and then start to chop them. Chop, 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 chop. Get them going as fast as you can. And then back to regular jogging again. Nice and loose. Kind of catch that breath a little bit. Start breathing in, breathe up through the mouth, and just lower, lower, and then chop it. Get them going. And then back to regular jogging again, and stop. Bring those arms just a little bit. Start to breathe in through your nose. Hold it up nice and high. Exhale it back out. Okay, let's have a seat. Let's get some stretching in. So we're gonna sit down, put one foot out, one foot in, back straight. Start to lean into that stretch. Get in there nice and low. See if you can grab your foot. If you can't grab your foot, it's okay, just grab your leg. Pull yourself forward with your chin up. And then up tall, other foot out, other foot in. Keep your chin up, keep your back straight, and pull yourself forward. Try to get nice and low. All right, sit up real tall, legs apart, back straight, chin up. Try to walk yourself forward. So grab your hands out in front, on the floor, start to pull. Rotate at those hips. Start bobbing left and right a little bit. A little bit of movement in there. Workout day, we usually stretch just a little bit more on workout day. Try to lift that seat up, slide a little farther out. Keep going back towards the middle again, wake those legs up. Get a good pull on those muscles. Oh man, love stretching. Remember, you probably want to have some water pretty close to wherever you're working out. We're going to be having some timers today. When we're doing the timer, what's going to happen is it'll be a 2-minute round. Get a little bit farther to the center again if you can. And then it's a 30-second break. So usually there's a buzzer that starts our round, buzzer that reminds you about 30 seconds left in the round, and then a buzzer that tells you the 30-second break has started. So I'll remind you every single round what the buzzers mean. But during that time, that's when you get water. Just take a breather, whatever you got to do. And at any point, if you get too hot, too worked up, go ahead and take a break also. All right, sitting back a little bit. Lean back, try and pull your knees up. Touch your feet together. Butterfly stretch, bounce those knees down. So this month has kind of been talking all about expectations, right? What are your expectations for the next 12 months of martial arts training? If you put in 12 months of training, what do you expect to happen? Then we started talking about what kind of goals we have to do to make sure that our expectation comes true. We can't just expect it, but we got to start to figure out the path, right? The strategy, what kind of actions we have to take, right? If it's to get belts, obviously some kind of class attendance. And then this week, what we've been talking about are the obstacles that you run into. So in the current situation where we're filming this, COVID would be the current situation, right? So you can't get into the school, it's an obstacle, but you found a way to still continue to work out and continue to build your body, right? Okay, let's do a hip stretch where we put our foot out, foot comes over the top, slide it back. And a lot of times, part of our planning should be planning for the obstacles or the difficulties. So that's something I need you to be thinking about this week is what kind of obstacles are in the way of whatever expectation you have for coming true, right? It could be another sport, another activity, right? It could be COVID and you're not allowed to come to the school in person. It's not as much fun on the video, okay? You know, it could be a lot of other things, maybe a flexibility and injury or something, right? Switch other foot, maybe the technique you're trying to work on to get down to get a strike or a belt requires more flexibility and you have an injury stopping you. So how do you get around that? So again, let's make sure we always know what our expectation is, have it on the top of our mind so we can create a goal out of it, and then we can start to figure out what actions and strategies have to happen. And then the next part we're working on in this is obstacles. What's going to get in your way? What's going to be something that's going to make it difficult? And then how do we plan to deal with that? What do we do to make sure it doesn't stop us? Okay? All right, so now we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to have you sit like this so both legs are out. You're going to bend one leg. You're going to step it over your leg, but keep your knee up this time. Take your opposite elbow, reach around and grab your knee. Grab your elbow and pull yourself in nice and tight. So just pull it nice and high. You're just pull that knee up high. And I want you to start to like arch backwards, right? But you're holding on to your knees so you can't move. You're arching back, forcing outside that hip stretch, just a little bit different. Now, going back to normal here, watch this. My right foot is over the top. So my right hand goes back behind me. Okay, right leg over the top, right hand behind. Left arm comes across my knee, and I push myself into a circle. I twist. Trying to look all the way behind me. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. And then come back. Okay, so now, other foot out. Bend your other knee. Pull it over the top, and then reach the opposite elbow around your shin if you can. Grab on, pull. So pull it to you and arch your back. Sit up real tall. Feel that leg stretch again. Trying to get my posture. I'm trying to sit up, so I don't want to hunch over. Trying to sit up nice and tall. All right, my foot goes down. I take, since it's my left leg over the top, I put my left hand back behind me. Cross my right arm over the top so my elbow's on my leg. And then I push and I twist. I'm going to go flat on my back. So I'm going to show you the ground variation of that. So I lay flat on my back. I pull my knee up to my body. And then I pull it across the ground. So kind of the same thing, just a little bit different. And now I'm trying to reach my hand. So same concept, but you can do it laying down. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to do this one. And then I go flat on my back again. Pull my other knee up to my body. And then I pull it across to the ground. Okay, flat on my back again. So now I'm going to roll back, touch my toes behind my head. So I roll back, try to bring my toes back behind my head. And then down in front. We're going to roll over on our belly. So rotate, roll over onto your belly. You're going to put your arms on the side of your body. We're going to do an upper body push-up. So we're pushing up with our body and looking up at the ceiling, stretching out that back if you can. Try and bridge back. Look behind you. Try and look way back behind you. All right, push yourself back. A few more stretches for our legs and we'll get started. I like to make sure I effectively get my body stretched out a couple days a week. We do a little bit more than the rest of the days. So I take my knee, put it over my heel, put my hands on the floor, and then walk my other leg backwards. trying to get nice and low to the floor. I want my right leg super straight. Trying to get my chest and my belly down to the ground is the concept I'm thinking. I'm trying to push down, but I'm keeping this leg up like this. So I'm not letting my leg straighten out, and I'm not letting it turn and stop down or drop down to the floor. So I just keep getting lower. Good, and up. Let's get the other leg. Just put your other leg out. Put your knee right over your heel. Put your hands down. Start to walk your leg out. Trying to get nice and low to the ground. Just keep lowering your body. Then come up. Put the other leg out again. This time our leg is straight. So make sure your leg is straight. So your toes are back. And you're trying to put your hands down on the mat without letting your seat get lower. And walk your hands towards your toes. And then come back. Other foot out. So your leg is nice and straight. You're going to put your hands down and walk them towards your toes. Then bring yourself back. One more stretch for our hips. So we're going to put our knees and feet on the floor on both sides. We're going to put all of our weight in our hands. You're going to walk your feet out, walk your knees out, walk your feet out. Just start walking your legs. See how far apart you can get your knees. And then put your elbows down on the ground. See if you can get them really far out there. So legs are out. Start stretching those hips out by leaning forward and back. Start to walk yourself forward. Push yourself back. All right, put your weight in your hands, start lifting yourself up, walk your knees in, walk your feet in. Shake your body out a little bit. Like I said, make sure you have some water pretty close. I'm about to go turn on my timer, so I'll leave the screen for a second. The first buzzer you hear means that we're moving. We're gonna be bouncing up and down on our feet, okay? So ready? Find a spot you can move around, make sure you have water close, and like I've always said, working out to music's more fun. So if you have some music, feel free to turn that on. First round is just bouncing. So you're up in the balls of your feet, and you're just moving, right? I don't want my feet directly underneath me like this. This is just gonna give me a stomachache. I have my feet just outside my shoulders, so it's more of a left and a right bounce when I'm moving, right? But both feet are moving together. I'm not going like this from one foot to the other foot. Both feet are down, and I'm just moving around. My feet are outside my shoulders, which gives me not so bad of a up, down, sloshy belly kind of feeling. And we're just moving. Now start to look at your hand. See if you can put your hand where your thumb, I'm gonna get a little bit closer to the camera, and make sure your thumb is higher than your shoulder. So as I'm watching you bounce, make sure that this thumb is higher than your shoulder on your front hand. So you're really working that blocking, right? So whichever direction you're looking, you're blocking both hands, maybe even one hand, but you're moving the balls of your feet. This is working your calf muscles, right? Getting those legs nice and toned, nice and strong. You just keep moving. Working your footwork, right? For the spars out there, great drill. Make sure you keep your hand up. Part of this drill is keeping that shoulder nice and strong. Other part is working that good blocking skill. So you're just bouncing, moving your body. No stopping. Real simple drill, just a boring 2-minute bounce. Now when we hear the buzzer, right, don't stop. That means we have 30 seconds left. You could be imagining someone striking at you while you're moving out of the way, or pressuring someone, or getting kind of close. You could be working on your faking, whatever you want to do. Just keep moving. Bouncing your feet. Try not to let your heels rest on the floor. Keep going. A little left and right, a little circling, back pedal. Constantly moving, hand above your shoulder. Keep your thumb up. All right, take a little break, shake those arms out. So I'm gonna throw some gloves on because I have something I can hit today. If you don't have something you can hit, that's perfectly fine. It's okay. I have something, so I'm gonna put some gloves on and smack it once in a while. We're doing some pretty simple drills, okay? If you can't do the technique we're using, try to modify it. Pick another technique if you can. Move this a little bit closer, stay on the screen. We're gonna start out by just throwing some back punches. So we're just throwing our backhand punch. So if you're moving around the air, just working on that rotation, right? Rotation, when you bounce in, working that punch. Straight line with those knuckles. Work that rotation. Make sure you're doing both sides. Like I said, if you can only strike there, move around, strike there. Working that rotation. Rotate that hip. Watch that foot pivot. Rotate that foot, right? Rotate that foot. If I have something, more fun to hit people. When I start changing that level, as you get the body squats, I get down lower, throw my pivot at my punch. As I'm moving, so I squat down, lower. I might be nice and high, I might be lower. My arm's always coming straight up from my body. I'm not gonna punch up at an angle like this, and I'm not punching down at an angle. I'm always coming straight up from my shoulder, right? So if I want to punch lower, I drop, or I stand tall. All right, change it to a thrust kick. So punch with your foot, chamber your foot, shoot it straight out, right? So we're bouncing, just working our thrust kicks. We're bouncing, push kicks, right? Kicking it there. Still just working those muscles to pick that leg up, fire it straight out. Hit with the ball of your foot like you're a fireman and you're kicking that door open. Right? Start that to kick and the punch. You're going kick, punch, or punch, kick, either order. Give your front foot, backhand, front foot, backhand, back leg. Just working those strikes, straight in and out. Time. So that's your 30-second break. If you need water, get that water right now. Start breathing in through your nose. Hold it out through your mouth. All right, we're going to start with hooks. On our next round, we're going to be practicing our hook motions. Which means we're taking arm, we're swinging it across our body, and we're still rotating our hips as we do it. So I throw the hooks, I'm rotating my body. Okay, so I'm trying to get that twist. My arm isn't straight when I swing, I'm going to bend it like this. So I make a scooping motion, right? So practice those hooks. Hook. You're pivoting, start bouncing on those toes. You're bouncing, right? Hook. Hook. Rotating. Twist that body, either leg in front. Could be your front hand, your back hand, right? You can be moving home. You're working those hooks. And if you have something, hit something. You're working on throwing those shots, working on those hook motions. Remember, get those arms up and try to block. If I'm striking with this arm, keep bouncing, right? This arm stays up and blocks as I throw my hooks. Or I'm blocking here. While I'm moving, I keep both hands up. So as you're bouncing, both hands up, right? Hit. Start to add a little bit of movement to your body. So I'm going to bend down. I'm going to shift my weight here with a pivot. And then I'm going to throw my opposite hand, right? So I'm bending down, shifting my weight, throwing that one. So I bend down, I shift this way, then I throw this hand, come across. I bend down, I shift my weight this way, and I throw my hand. So try to do that while you're bouncing. So you're bouncing, bend, shift, hit, right? So I bend, I use this like I push myself this way, and then I stand up and throw my hook, right? I'm bouncing, I drop, shift this way, stand up and hook. Keep going, keep working those hooks. I might shift this way, I might move back and forth. When I'm ready, then I throw that hook, right? So I'm balancing, shift, right? Whichever way you want to go, and throw those shots. Working those hooks. Right? You might do doubles. You might just throw singles. You're just working hooks this round. So bouncing, all right, there's your timer. 30-second breather. We start back up. We're gonna do some round kick rounds. So we're doing our round kicks, and they'll kind of modify how we throw our round kicks throughout the round. But we're bringing our shin into the target. So we're taking and trying to bring our body, rotating our hips, and then swinging your leg, okay? So we're chopping like an axe with our shin sideways. So imagine you chop a tree down, right? So you're bringing your shin across, so bouncing on those feet. If you don't have something, right, work those round kicks. Working on the chamber, right, and the kick. Trying to give you a little bit lower kick so you can kind of see that chamber motion, right? See where my foot is compared to my seat. Balance in, kick, kick. We're still blocking, right? We still have our hands up. As we kick, we're still going to keep those arms up. So keep balancing, keep throwing those round kicks, right? A little lower so you can see the arch, right? See this arch my back here. Then I throw that kick. So keep those bouncing, working the arch and the kick. Arch and kick. There you go. Keep it going. Arch, kick. Arch, kick. And for the talented people, remember you guys are kicking up here, right? You're not kicking low. You're kicking up high. Making those legs nice and tired. Might even throw doubles, right? Guys are here. 2 kicks. You're throwing 2 strong kicks instead. Maybe you're kicking 1, 2. Right? Kick the leg, kick the head. Bounce in. All right, now start to add the punch, the thrust kick, the hook, the round kicks. Whatever combos you want to throw. So it could be a thrust kick, a punch, hook, round kick, right? You might throw round kicks, hooks, back up, thrust kick, whatever you want to throw. Start working on putting them all together. Last 30 seconds. Right, so start working, put them together, constantly striking. All right, time. So get some water if you want it. We're gonna take a round where we're not hitting stuff. We're gonna hit the ground instead. And we're gonna let that timer go off because it's gonna start our abs. Watch me, on your back. First set is a crunching up. Next set is legs in and out. So on the buzzer, we start crunching, trying to get those top set of abs. And for 2 minutes, we're gonna do belly work. Right, strengthen that core. So we're crunching up, bringing my shoulders up off the ground. When you're breathing, you wanna try and get this workout. Breathe out through your mouth, back in through your nose. And just keep it going. In 5 seconds, we switch the legs in and out. So what you'll do is put your legs in and out. Let's go, 30 seconds. Legs come in and out. If this is hard to do, sit on your hands, okay? If you sit on your hands, arches your back up a little bit, makes it easier. With this, you could also bend your knees and tap your toes. So I can lay back here and just practice tapping my toes, or I can just kick higher, right? If you're doing this drill, and it's kind of hard, you could just kick higher. But you got to figure out which version is the right one for your body, okay, your strength level. All right, crunch it up and down. Feet go down, you crunch up and down. If your neck starts to hurt during this, try to rest it on your wrist. Put your wrist underneath your head and just kind of rest it on your wrist. But don't grab your head and pull up and bend your spine all up. Keep breathing out through your mouth, in through your nose. In 5 seconds, we switch back to kicking out. All right, kicking out, let's go. Remember, you can sit on your hands, gonna make your back a little bit easier sometimes. You could kick up instead, or you could bend your knees and tap your toes to the floor. A couple variations make it a little bit easier for you. Five seconds. Time. We're gonna be back on our feet. So you got that 30-second break. If you need it, get the water real quick. We're gonna be out when we run in the tire drill. Okay, if you don't know what the tire drill is, I'm gonna help you with it real quick. So you imagine that you've got tires right side by side on the floor, and they used to have these at the playgrounds. I think maybe risk of injury, they've taken them out. But imagine I have a tire here, and I kind of have them back and forth, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step inside this tire, and I'm gonna hop into the next one, right? So I'm gonna hop from one tire to another tire, okay? Let's see if you do it. Ready? Let's go. So you're hop into the tire. So you imagine that, or like a big ring or a cone, or whatever you're jumping into. We're jumping in and out. You could be thinking about splashing in puddles, right? Whatever helps you think about it. We're just hopping back and forth. And it doesn't have to be super fast. Now some of you, right, are in pretty good shape. So you're going like this, right? You're going faster. You can go faster this drill. If that's gonna hurt your ankles, don't go that fast. Just do this pace, right? That's okay, but I want you to start to imagine those tires are taller. They're bigger tires, so you can't step low because you trip. So you're gonna step into the tires, right? And if you're faster, that's okay too. But I want you to go a little higher with your steps. Right now, I want you to imagine those tires are farther apart. So you have to go farther as you lift your foot up, right? So you gotta get your feet up high. Now you can go fast, but you're going farther side to side, right? So farther side to side. It's a long round, it's 2 minutes tire drill. Now, I want you to imagine that there's lots of little tires. So you have to go very quickly through the tires. So lots of little tires, 30 seconds left. Lots of little tires. Keep going. Lots, in and out, every single one. Now, make your course vary, right? So what's gonna happen now is you're gonna have little tires, big tires, tall tires, wide tires, little tires. And just keep changing it, right? So keep changing. Big ones, really far ones, little ones. And I keep switching. Little, far, big ones on the top. Take a little break, start breathing, bring it in, hold it in nice and high, let it back out through your mouth. All right, so that's our tire drill, right? We love doing that one. Next one's pretty simple. We're just gonna bounce on our feet and we're gonna criss and cross them, right? Less brain power needed, more just blind self-confidence that you're not gonna trip and fall, right? All right, so I like to use an actual line, makes it a little bit easier for me. Then I just cross back and forth. So we're just gonna hop our feet, crisscross. A little bit of coordination. Today I'm gonna mix it up a little bit for you. Instead of just having you go the one. Some people are already doing it. You're gonna cross your feet, but you're gonna keep one foot up. So I cross behind and I come back. I cross in front. So you have 1 foot, right? 1 foot. Now if you can't do this, fine. That's the other foot. It comes across and I hop across and I come back. Here and back. Right, that's how we do 1 foot version. Back to normal. All right, so now it's gonna be forward, back, crisscross. Forward, back, crisscross. Crisscross. See how that works? So I go forward and back. So look at me like this. Right away this way, and then I go that way. You need to go back and forth for a little bit. Right? Any combination you want. If you want to go back and forth, but you're mixing in forward and back just to confuse your body. Right? Maybe going 1 foot for a little bit. Forward and back, so you're just moving. Forward and back, crisscross. Forward and back, crisscross. Forward one, maybe I go back and forth. Now my right foot's in the lead. Now my left foot. And we're just moving. Keep going. Last 30 seconds of this drill. Already started. You're at 20 seconds left. Keep going. Keep it going. Don't stop. No resting those feet on the floor. You can do 1 foot. All right. 1 foot's okay. Keep going. Take a little breather. Bringing it nice and high, out through your mouth. Let's hit the ground. We got some core work to do. So I'm going to bring my body up on the first one. Bring my elbow towards my opposite knee direction. Okay? Then instead of going up and down, I'm just going to roll to my other side. But I'm not letting my arms touch the floor, not letting my back and my shoulders touch the floor. Okay? The next one will be our legs going up and down, side to side. And I'll show you right before we approach that. So you're breathing out through your mouth, back in through your nose. Just working that belly. We're going to switch what we're doing. In 10 seconds, I'm going to switch now to show you. Now my legs go left, then come up and they go right. And the same thing can happen. It was kind of hard to do. I can just kick up. Let's switch it. Switch that one. You can kick up at different angles if you want. That's okay. You can touch your toes at different angles. You can sit on your hands, right? If you can, you're just keeping them straight. Exhaling in through, inhaling in through your nose. Exhaling out through your mouth. We switch back to the first one, elbows across, in 5 seconds. So on our buzzer, we always do our switches, remember? So when you hear that, all right, ready to switch it over. On our buzzer is going to be our next switch. So we just go until we hear that buzzer, and then those legs go in and out, up and down, side to side. Whichever one you can do. Time's almost up, right? In and out to the side. You can go higher in angle. You can touch your toes side to side, or, right, we can just go legs up and down each direction. Out through your mouth, in through your nose. Go to the buzzer. All right, we're up on our feet. Let's get started. On the buzzer, we're running. I happen to have a little martial arts pad health. If you don't have it, it's okay. But I like to put this thing down. It's one of our square pads. And I run around it in a circle. We're going to go 1 minute one direction. Then we go 1 minute the opposite direction. We start jogging on the buzzer. Looks like this. My belly stays one direction. And I just move myself around it, right? I'm going to hope to go a little faster than that, though. So let's go. Up on your feet. Making a circle. Could be a piece of paper. Could be just the spot on the floor that you're visualizing. Or you're just moving. And we're going. One minute one way, 1 minute the other way. 30 seconds in, halfway down with this direction. Give you a little bit of an idea how much time you have left. Kind of figure out your pace a little bit. Minute 15 left. Almost halfway through, almost time to switch. And we switch directions, the other way. 1 minute down. Next buzzer you're going to hear is going to be a 30-second warning. That means we're halfway through this direction, but it doesn't mean stop. It's not take a break time yet. A lot of times when we do these workouts, I tend to try to do some of the same drills every time. Change it a little bit each time, but generally some of the same drills. The reason I like to do that is I think they're effective. Here's your buzzer, ignore it. But what happens is it gives you, now there's buzzer, something to compare to, right? Was this drill coordination hard before, right? Was it endurance hard? Could you not get going fast without tripping, right? So start to figure out what kind of a pace can you handle. When we do a similar drill, it's nice because you can start to figure out your gains. Or you can start to see if you don't make progress, then we got to figure that out. So we have to strengthen, loosen. What do we got to do to make that drill better? On the buzzer, 30-second break. Put that water back in. Or always put that water back in your system. Next drill, a little bit of balancing required. I will show you how to do it if balancing is a problem. So I'm on my skateboard, right? You can see my left foot is on my imaginary skateboard. My right foot pushes. I step back into like a lunge and I come back up. So I push and I lunge. Trying to keep as much weight on my standing leg as I can. Those who don't need it, you go in the air, right? So you're pushing, lean forward. Now, better, people in shape, let's squat down. You can see I'm trying to squat my belly towards my leg. So we're just going up and down. We'll change a couple times. I think I wore some people's legs out the other day. We were doing 1 minute on each leg, pretty solid. I think some people were kind of griping a little bit. We're kind of going all over the place. Let's just change directions. And other leg. So we're switching. Up and down. Like I said, if you can't balance, put your toe on the floor. Just put your toe on the floor. Right. And when you do it, toe, you go. If you don't need your toe, don't do it. Get your little squat in. I'm just trying to look up at the camera. Trying to make sure there's an angle where you can see the mechanics if I rotate. Sometimes helps you kind of see what you're doing. We're switching over to our other foot. Now we just go to the buzzer, right? On the buzzer, we switch to our other foot. And that means we have 30 seconds left. Doing our skater squats. Just up and down. You got about 10 seconds left on this leg. Should be pretty easy. I think you can make it. Push it. Push it. There you go. Last leg, 30 seconds. Ups and downs. Right? How far do you think you've gone on your skateboard? Are you strong? Are you pushing hard? Are you barely moving on that skateboard? How far have you gone so far? Time. Man, I'm making a little sweat fountain over here out of my body. I'm gonna make a mess and have to mop twice today, I think. All right, breathe in with that nose, out through that mouth. One more round of working those legs. So we're hitting some squats. After we finish this round, we have one more round on the ground, right? Not that bad. 2 more 2-minute rounds. Maybe pretty easy for some of you. Okay, we start with standard body squat, right? Standard old, standing up tall, feet out, back straight, drop the butt. Up and down. If your legs are tired, don't do this. Don't put your hands on your legs, right? Don't lean over. Just go a little bit less, right? Do less, but if you can, let's go up and down. Up and down. Right, we're gonna add a little bit of difficulty here. In about 5 seconds, we're gonna start doing kicks. I'm gonna show you early, I'm gonna get on it. Get up and down, throw my foot out, right? You're just having to lift your leg up. You don't have to jump. You don't have to kick way above your head, right? Just kick it outward. Make it pretty simple. Remember, I need you to last another minute 15. So if you're getting super hyped and those legs are falling apart, you gotta slow back a little bit. Our next one, which I'll show you in a couple seconds here, is a forward lunge. So I'm stepping in front of me. I'll step feet together, step back. All right, you switch to what I'm doing. Step up, lunge. Step up, lunge. All right, real simple. Step and lunge. On the buzzer, we're gonna add kicks, right? So what's gonna happen is on the buzzer, we're gonna have a thrust kick on everyone. So I step back, lunge, I stand up, kick the back leg. Step back, lunge, throw the back leg. So we're gonna be rotating. So there's our buzzer, let's get it going. Lunge, one, kick. I like to change scenery. Now it's a little kung fu movie, I'm fighting a bunch of people. So I tend to change directions as I do drills, right? It's a little more fun. Get to kind of see what's going on around me. Right in the mouth. Right, got him. Oh, got her. That one deserves to get kicked, right? 30 seconds. No, I'm just kidding, that's it. Okay, take a little breather. We're on the ground, we're on our backs. So what's gonna happen, we're doing one more set of cores. Our first one is a side-to-side twist motion. My feet are on the ground, then I reach around, give it another angle, then I touch my toes. This is hard to do, right? Stay on your back and crunch and hold your elbow towards your knee. But you can keep your back down a little bit better. I'm gonna lift my shoulders because I wanna touch my toes. All right, let's go. So, wiggling back and forth, trying to touch my toes. But I find it's getting easier to touch my feet together, right? It makes it a little bit harder to get there. If I need it to be easier, put my feet really far apart. Take a little break, right? But I'm gonna keep them together. And if this is still easy, step a little bit farther out. So you're gonna come up when you twist. All right. Next, legs go out in front. You pull your knees towards your elbows. So pull your knees in. So you're on your back. This one's kind of hard to do. Straight out your legs. Makes it easier to roll back, right? More weights over your head. The rest of us, we're gonna bend our knees. Curl our toes together. Pull our knees towards our elbows. Breathing out through my mouth. Back in through my nose. Keep it going. All right, touching those toes. Let's go. Up, touch your toes. Out through your mouth, in through your nose. Breathe in. On the buzzer, we switch to knees to elbows. Out through the mouth, into the nose. On the buzzer, we switch. Last 30 seconds. Let's go. Pull those knees up. Pull them. Finish strong. Couple seconds on the buzzer. You get to lay back and relax for a second. All right. Lay back, relax, breathe. Lock those legs out, hang out for a second. Let those hips relax. I'm going to hit my timer so it doesn't keep going off while I'm trying to talk. We're going to do a little stretch with our body. I'm going to leave the screen for a second here. All right, so you're on your back still. Just stay flat on your back. Let's get a little stretch. All right, so what we're going to do is take our knee. We're going to cross our body again. Reach the opposite way. Just get a little stretch of that back. Pull the knee across. Then go flat. Other knee up to your body. Pull it across the ground. Stretch that back out. All right, then we're going to roll over. Get on your belly. Upper body push-ups. You're going to lock your arms. Look up at the ceiling. Get that stretch. Breathing out. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Arching that back. Looking up. Push that seat back. Hang down for a second. All right, let's get up. Let's hop up on those feet. Have that body straight, nice and tall. Let's finish strong, nice and upright. So we're in our tension position. So we're going to try up. Pay attention, focus, right? Eyes on the teacher. And then Kyonye. Have a good bow. Always finish with a sign of respect for you, yourself, myself, everyone in the classroom. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon.